How's it going, folks? Kit Barrett here, Electric Cowboy. I just want to show you how we're moving the sheep and the cows, the flerd. You see, I just moved them into this paddock. I'm about to reel up this wire right here, take this wire completely out. So this is the property line here, and I have this single wire right here going, just splitting. I guess you could say, if I kind of think of this as like a field, so splitting this field in half, goes all the way down to the other property line. And then I just have these as my paddock divisions, and I have a back fence. So I just put this back fence in today. This is what I just moved them out of. So, you know, it's anywhere from 4 to 6 to even some of these things that have already kind of gone to seed a little bit, 12 inches tall. And you see what they're in right now. Very lush, thick. And once again, this forage kind of varies anywhere from knee high to ankle, to like calf, 12 inches to 2 feet, somewhere in there. Cool season grasses, especially ryegrass, it kind of varies in the way it grows sometimes. But this, as you can see, I have my cows and my sheep together in a single wire, one single wire. And see, I tied it onto my O'Brien post here, and I have this post going down kind of at an angle just to help support that when I pull tension on this part here. So when this gets tension, that just helps. It doesn't have to be super tight, just taut. You can see on the O'Brien post, I know that Greg Judy when he runs his sheep, he runs all of his sheep wires on this. Get out of here, He runs all of his wires on this notch here. I run mine one a little higher, I think the cows would stay in fine on this one. I haven't had any problems on that notch, so that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th notch up on the O'Briens, and it's working really good. These are smaller Corriente cattle, and then there's a little steer in here. That was a bottle baby. You hear that mama calling for her calf right there. My first calf this year. So he's doing good. But see, everybody's down grazing. They're all grazing. Everybody's either grazing or taking a poop, one of the two. There we go. But that's what you want. And I leave, so from here, I'll move on the other side of this wire and I'll work back that direction through these mesquite trees. But I leave this back fence up for 2 to 3 days. I don't put a back fence in. If you understand what I mean, like these paddocks on the other side of that wire was 3 days worth of grazing. So from this wire right here back to as far as you can see was 3 days worth of grazing. Then I put this wire in, moved them through, hitched it back. This is 1 day today, this morning's move. This is the afternoon move. Okay, I try to move them anywhere between 1 o'clock in the afternoon to around 3, just depending on my schedule. You can't let these animals depict your life. You have to take the responsibility and decide if you're going to move them once, twice, 3 or 4 times a day. But I usually try to move them. Right now I'm moving them twice a day. Like I said, I'm moving them in the morning, anywhere from 8 to 9 o'clock, somewhere in there. That's just when I mosey on over here. I get up in the morning, I do my chores, come over here, move the animals, And then once again in the afternoon, either from 1 to 3 o'clock, somewhere in there, I move them into the next paddock, and then I come back in the morning. Oh, she does not like that little steer. That's her grass. Don't jack with her grass. He knows better. So if you have any questions on the fencing, it's really simple. You see how simple it is. All I did was tie it right under that O'Brien post, and I have a high tensile wire on the other side of these trees. It's a cross fence that splits this property in half, and that just makes it easier for my paddock moves for how small of an operation I am now. I know I've heard several people saying that you don't want to be doing a lot of cross fencing, and I agree, because with this method I can do this fence any way I want. You can set the poly wire up any way, shape, or form. If I want to go diagonal for some reason, if I want to go across, if I want to go from that fence all the way to my cross fence, I've done that plenty of times. Usually if I am in the winter time or the forage is slowed down, I go from one side of the property to my cross fence. Right now I'm moving them faster than I normally do, meaning twice a day. I normally move them once a day. So I give them a little bit smaller of an area for them to get a little bit higher of an impact. This is all experiment. We're just experimenting here. I'm just letting you know what I'm doing, but I'm trying to get them to heal this gully right here, and I posted a video on that talking about how I'm trying to heal this erosion. So check that video out if you're interested. But yeah, if you have any questions on fencing, I can make a video later on training to the electric wire. Greg Judy has made a video on that. But I think the most important part as far as sheep, the cattle are easy. If you got good cattle that are easy, docile, but the sheep, sometimes they'll learn how to break through a single wire, and those you just have to cull them. And the quicker you do it, the better. So, you know, whether that be you're taking them and harvesting them, you know, in the field, or if you can round them up and bring them to the sale barn, that can sometimes be stressful, but whatever your method is, get them out, because they'll start training your other sheep to jump fence. So I'm gonna pull this wire up. I'm gonna reel this one up, and so the reason, just clarifying, the reason I do this is so I don't have to move the water as often. You know, I can move the water every 3 days, and that's just a little bit less labor that I have to do every time I come moving them, because they're not going to come back on here. They may come back, like I said, they'll come back to water, which my water's over here. But you see the manure everywhere? They've already grazed this. They're not going to come back and regraze this. There's no reason for them to. Now, in that 3-day time period, the grass will start to regrow, especially in the time of year we are now. That's why you want to move your back fence every 3 days or so. So my water's over here. Job Megaflow. I got a 1-inch line that runs down this high tensile fence. I have the Placid quick coupler. Once again, Greg Judy's made videos on that. That's awesome. I'll go ahead and disconnect it. So you can see, it works like an air hose. You can see how much pressure there is. And all this does is, you see there's a little dust cap here when you're not using it. Pop that off, stick it in there, shove it in, and boom, you're on. Full flow. No valve turning, no brass fittings. Good to go. And I have this line just laying on top of the ground, going right along my cross fence. Just a simple cross fence. And I hook my reel on here, and my power is coming from this fence, that the one I have going, splitting the paddock in half. So that's tied in there. So this is hot. If not, then I could this is not on right now, so I could take this, wrap it around here, and when I place this on, then it would be energized, but I don't need to because it's energized through this white one. I mean, this cross fence I have going this way. So, see the dogs, they come back for some water. So, all right, well, y'all have a good rest of your day. Any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll get to them. Thank you.